Hello. Yeah. Hello. Good morning, everyone, and good evening. So we are looking for the Asia low. We don't have any bias on daily. I don't know where the market is going to go. Personally, I'm telling you, I don't know because I can see the both side. Like I'm also saying that okay, we can go for the equal highs on the buy side liquidity. Also, I am also able to see the consolidation, manipulation, and distribution to the upper side. But the and also I can see the this failure swings. We do have a previous week high. Previous week high this 25,237. So I'm only going to look for the short-term highs and lows, and this is the 1 hour. And right now we will just mark the premium and discount range. Mm, Wait. Okay. So yeah. So if you see we are in a premium, we can. This is the first low. If you see the Monday's PM session low, it can be the high probability draw on liquidity once we have a distribution to the downside to the Asia low, and also we can tap to the new week opening gap. This is the current new week opening gap also. So this is what I am looking for. I am bearish today, and let me see if we have any kind of SMT with ES. And ES also did not take this low, so this liquidity is still open for us. And on a RTH chart, I'm going to mark down the this high. This is the 13 o'clock high, or I will just mark down this high. This high should be enough. This 1320, 1330. Okay, so I'm going to mark down this 1330 high because this is where the PM session is starting. Yesterday's PM session starting 25,016, and I'm going to mark down the yesterday's PM session low. And 1, 2, 3. So even though we have taken out this low, we still have the inefficiency, right? So most likely we are going to have the distribution to the downside. If we see some kind of good reaction to the upper side, then only we are going to look for the buy. But right now, I'm holding the bearish bias. And also we have broken up this low. So this was the dealing range. We have taken out the short-term low, lower low, high. We have taken out this low. So market structure shift and market structure shift, and we are still in a premium, even in RTH. You can see. So this fair value gap is also important, and we do have a candle where there is no wick. So there are the many other things telling us the price should go to the downside. We also have taken out this short-term low on a 15 minute, this low. Okay, so this is the 15-minute 5-minute chart. We will check it. Okay, after the where the manipulation is happening on a 1 minute or a 5 minute. What we can expect from the price, we can also expect that we can take out the short-term high. Okay, this can be also the good setup, taking out the short-term high. And if we see some kind of reversal, because we are also above the midnight opening price and we are below the 830. So if we have the manipulation to the upper side this high, or we see the SMT with ES, this is the short-term high draw on buy side liquidity. We do have this small SMT but I really don't prefer this small SMT unless and until it is telling me the more information. Asia low. We are reacting from this order block also on a 15 minute. I'm looking for this low. By the way, guys, I'm going to bring the perk points. So whenever you're going to buy any account using perk, you're going to get points for the, and in future you can buy the account also with those points. Whenever you have a, this is the 4 hour chart, okay? Let's see how the this 6 o'clock candle is going to close, because still we are still in a bearish fair value gap, and we do have a discount FEG. If you see, we have a two fair value gap. This is the first one and this is the second one. So we do have the liquidity over here, and inside this fair value gap we have a, yes, the PM session low. So those levels are not random highs and lows. And Asia liquidity is the highest draw on liquidity. We want to see some kind of manipulation to the upper side before starting the real move. By the way, my voice is really good, right? Or it is still bad? You you guys are still complaining about this thing? It is good or bad? Just say. Thank you very much, bro. So we just tapped to the 25% quadrant level. Price can rebalance to this PM session low also. This is why I'm telling you the short term high can be this, but we need to have a good manipulation before starting before start looking for the bearishness. On daily chart, I still don't hold any bias, and this is the new week opening gap. So price should at least reprice to this low, and it is also the rejection block, the 24,659 on daily. On 15 minute, if you see, we have a higher high. So this is the high resistance liquidity run. So this fair value gap is going to be important level. Okay, this one or either this one, because this fair value gap is inside the opening range gap. That's why this fair value gaps are important. I want to see how this fair value gap is also going to react. This one. And I can also see the SMT with ES. Okay. So ES has made the higher high. Nasdaq has made the higher high, and ES did not did it. We will wait for the more information before pressing any button. But if anyone wanted to look for the trade, I will just wait for the more information before pushing any button. Even if price wanted to go up, okay, let's say, even if price wanted to go up, it should take the Asia low at least before starting the new delivery to the buy side. Yes, sir. So whenever if just remember the one thing, okay? So what you have to do most of the time, that you have to mark this gap, okay? And then you have to see on a 1 hour or a 5 minute, let's say, you have to check, do we have any kind of gap that are aligning with this inside this range. If you have it, then you can refer this gap, or you can also refer the 15-minute gaps. And if you see, the this is the 1 hour 1 hour gap, okay, after taking the buy side liquidity. And what I am seeing right now on a 5 minute, we still don't have any buy side inefficiency, right? So what price can do, it can take out the buy side liquidity, it can rebalance to this 1 hour FEG, and we have a distribution to the downside to the Asia low. Yeah, we need a good structure. But do you understand how to use the opening range gaps and the fair value gaps? And then you can also use the idea like, okay, we do have a CE or the 75% level, just like that. So that's why I will always use this indicator. It is really important indicator for me. 1 minute. We had a stop run, I think, and the mark. I think the price is going to target this high, the 24,852. This should be the short-term target, because we are really spending so much time inside this 5 minute FEG. If we was going to get some kind of reaction, yeah, it can go to the 6 a.m. high. It can go, but we just want to see how the reaction is going to be over here. This 7 o'clock high, it has taken out the equal highs, and then we have a shift. So this is somehow the high HR. high resistance liquidity run. No, I'm not in a long or I'm not in a short. I'm just waiting for the more information before punching any order because market just started and we don't have any news. We was having the 8:30 news. It was the unemployment claims and also on a 10 o'clock or we don't have any PM session news also. So the main news was only the 8:31 on Friday. Let me see what news we have. Okay. On Friday, we only have the PCE price index. Okay, so finally we are seeing some kind of reaction, but there is no fair value gap. Okay, we have flipped these gaps. I think, yeah, this gap. No, we are. So whenever I'm telling you the short-term target, so let's see. Okay, I was thinking market can do the manipulation over here, or we are getting a reaction from this 5 minute FEG, right? Now we finally flip this gap and we are going for this Asia low, I think. Yeah, even if price wanted to go up, it has to take the Asia low. This is what I'm thinking. How this fair inverse FHG is going to work, we will see. We have a short-term low. The market structure has been shifted on a short-term low. Yeah, because if the Asia is going to do the manipulation and the new week opening gap is going to take a support, then you can look for the buy. But you need to have the 5 minute displacement before before taking any setups. I took a short position, so it is really less risk, and I'm only targeting the Asia low, not going to target high high targets like a new week opening gap. Market can go to the new week opening gap, okay, and we had a reaction from this IFVG. So inside this 5 minute FEG, okay, we got an inverse FEG over here, and we have a short-term market structure shift. Targeting only the Asia low. I'm not going to refer anything. Let me check the RTH chart also. So if we can extend our targets till this low, okay, the 24,640 is also the good level. I will mark this as an RTH liquidity, but it is not a session liquidity. You have to keep this thing in your mind. The only thing is we have the inefficiency to the downside, and we also have this discount fair value gap. So most likely we are going to fill this new week opening gap completely. And also if you see in this range, we don't have any fair valuation. So below the after the sell side liquidity, below the sell side liquidity, if you have an inefficiency, those inefficiencies are the high probability targets. This is what I have learned from the ICT 2020 2019 mentorship. I have watched the almost the 21, 22, and 2018, 19, 20 also, and 23, 24 core content market maker series. The both the series I have watched. So this was the execution. So market is most likely it is going to go for the 24,640. It is the RTH liquidity inside the new week opening gap. What I have learned so far in a ICT concept that the current session liquidities are the highest draw on liquidity for the daily time frame, for the daily price action and the daily range. Guys, if you like the video, it is going to be helpful. Okay, and the one more thing, still those who don't know, I'm going to bring the prop firm PERK points. So those who are going to buy the account with the help of the code, if you are going to use the code, you guys are going to get points also, PERK points. So in future you can buy the accounts with those points. And for now I'm talking with the prop firms and how it is going to be executed well. I don't know. Only the 13 people has been liked the video. And I'm calling this level beforehand. I also say this is the AFG. I'm going to see the reaction. After seeing the reaction, I shorted on this opening range gap low. You can see the reaction. There is no drama in my live stream, guys. If this fair value gap is not going to hold, okay, this fair value gap is important. This low, this fair value gap, because it is also aligning with the pre-market low. If this gap is not if this gap is not supporting, then market is going to target this pre-market low, pre-market high, the short-term high, because this is the highest IFEG setup you're ever going to get. You just need to see the how the reaction is going to be, because the market has taken out the major draw on liquidity like an Asia low, and this was the current this was the highest draw on liquidity for today. This fair value gap is it is going to be important. Okay, so I'm going to mark this thing, and this is the minor cells, this is the session sell side liquidity. This low is not a random low for me, because if you mark the 7 o'clock, okay, 7 o'clock to 9:30. So okay, so now this low should be important. Okay, yeah, this low is not a it is not an important low anyway, but yeah, this is the short term low. Okay, but this low is not important. I only prefer the session liquidities, only prefer the session liquidities. I was thinking that it was after before this low was post market low, before the post market low. Yeah, most likely we are going to do the continuation to the downside, and the 24,640 should be the draw on liquidity. And this is the continuation setup. I'm thinking we have tapped the 5 minute fair value gap, and yeah, this is the 5 minute fair value gap, and inside the 5 minute fair value gap we was having the uh, this range, what to say, balance price range. So whenever you have a balance price range inside the 5 minute FEG, price do not need to rebalance completely, and this FEG become the high probability. It is also aligning with the short term low. So price should target this low, and it should tap to this new week opening gap, 24,660. Bearish fair value gap. Okay, and you can also, whenever you have a big new week opening gap, you can also prefer the 75% quadrant or the 25% quadrant, and the 50% should be the main draw on liquidity. Bro, can I take the trade? You can look for the trade. Okay, it is up to you how you're going to risk your setup. You should risk on this FG. Okay, and we do have a change in state of delivery over here also with a strong displacement. This should be the short term target. And if you're referring to the more targets, means if you wanted to target the big error, then you should always use this quadrant and graded swing, and you can look for the 24,620, this low. Let me use the another color. Yeah, 25% of this new week opening gap. And also we also have the short term liquidity on a RTH chart, that is the 24,640. So I have marked all of those levels. Those who have not hit the like button, it is just a 19 likes. It will take the 2 seconds for you guys, but once you hit the like button, it is going to tell me that you guys are really liking the live stream, and I'm going to do this thing every fucking day. This was the old New Week opening app, I think. This one, this orange shaded area. It's a redeliver rebalance, immediate rebalance. I wanted to see on this 5 minute candle the distribution to the downside. Thank you very much, bro. If the two time frames are bearish, you can easily trade the continuation setups. So we have hit the first TP, the this one. If you check the RTH, I mark this thing, right? You should always refer the 15 minute, 1 minute, 5 minute, 1 minute, 4 hour, 15 minute, like that. Yeah, the I think we can rebalance completely to the this PM session low also. I want to see how how these FEGs are going to react, but this should be the another draw on liquidity. Okay, the 24,640. Yeah, I always wait for the more information before pressing any button, even if my bias was bearish, right? And I will share the setup again, but yeah, my bias was bearish. I was thinking, okay, we can do the manipulation to the upper side, and we also have the fair value gap. I just want to see the reaction, and we saw the reaction from this FEG, IFEG, right? And I entered on this candle, the 944 candle, and I just targeted the Asia low, even though I was knowing that market can go to this new week opening gap. But I always target and I always book on the Asia low only. Yesterday also I booked on the Asia high 80%, 9:51 to 9:55 a.m. Yeah, I have taken an aggressive short pre for me. What is your entry, bro? What is your entry? Tell me. I will just put the blue line so I can tell you. Yeah, there is no drama on my live stream. Wanted to learn how to do drama. So again, I'm going to explain you how I frame this trade. And also, if you check this premium and discount level, I will enable the background color. So you are going to understand. So remember one thing: whenever you are trading with the ICT concept, okay, so you always have to mark the premium and discount. So what is the basic principle for the what is the use of premium and discount? So if you are buying any stock, right, that cost is going to be $100 over here, and you wanted to buy that stock for the discount price, and let's say the discount price is $75 or the $60. So market is always going to offer you the fair valuation. So this is what I always prefer. The I always see, okay, if we are taking out the market structure shift, we have a market structure shift over here, okay, and also we have taken out this low. So most likely we are going to, and we also have the open liquidity as an Asia low. And what you are going to do, you're going to mark down the liquid session liquidities like this. You're going to go with the RTH chart. You're going to mark down this low and this low. Okay, this low is the random low because this is the 15 o'clock low. Okay, and this low is the session liquidity low. This is the 1330 low. This is the this is the Monday's PM session low, and it is this low is also in a discount. So this is how you, and we are in a premium. We wanted to rebalance to the discount, and this is the equilibrium of this range. So market should at least hit the 24,608. Now you understand how I'm looking for the short term highs and lows as in targets, and how I'm building the narrative even though I don't know where the market is going to go on a daily. And I always use the Nuvico, this RTH chart. Okay, for the RTH chart, you have to look for the quadrant level. So what I'm going to look in this. range, this range, okay, this low, okay, to this high. This is the opening range gap. I will mark this thing as in yellow, okay. So inside this gap, whenever you have the fair value gap at this level, like quadrant, the 25%, 50%, 75%, and the 100%, those FEGs are going to be a high probability. Now you understand why I'm referring to this FEG and this FEG or this FEG. I just look for the reaction and then I am trading with those reactions. I do not randomly buy or sell on those area. If you know, okay, we are going to go for a sell, let's say, okay, your target was the Asia low. This sell is still good, okay, because we have taken out the short term high and we have a market structure shift. But after the 9:30, what market can do, it can purge this high, this short term high, and we can have the SMT. And we was having a SMT with ES has not taken out this high. And if you see over here what I have said, if you rewind the video, many people cannot see the SMT right over here. But check the bodies, okay, check the bodies, how the bodies are. See, we have the we almost have the very small body, but over here we have the higher high in terms of body. I will just what I am going to do, I'm going to remove the wick. So do you see the SMT? So this is how I'm also looking the various things. my eyes are my eyes are trained. I can see without just by looking at a chart. But yeah, there was a minor SMT, and what the price has done, what the Nasdaq has done so far, okay. So Nasdaq has tapped to the 25% level, and the ES has not tapped it. So we have the another thing. So this is how you have to go for. This is how you have to build the narrative. Okay, you have built the storyline, and then you can look for the trade. Yes, bro. Because if you ask me, okay, I'm trading this range in front of you guys. I'm calling the levels, okay? I'm getting wrong. I'm also getting the correct most of the time. Okay, everything is in front of you guys. And if I am predicting this thing without the daily chart, just just with the help of 15-minute chart or the 4-hour chart and the RTH, this is how I'm doing because I don't know where the market is going on a daily. Okay, if you I really don't know where the fuck is this going to go. I really don't have any idea. If you see, if anyone is telling you I have a bias, that motherfucker is lying you. And this 15-minute chart, this is telling you where you are in right now in terms of dealing range. You are in a premium, and market has taken out this low and this low. I will just wait for the more information before deciding any bias. Sunny. And I also tell you how to mark all those fair value gaps, how yeah, time and price is all you need for the bias. Yeah, it is because after the 9:30 you have to look for the manipulation, and you can look for the session liquidity for this for the draw and liquidity. Guys, if you really like the live stream, please hit the like button again. And those who have not subscribed the video yet, you can press the subscribe button. Apex is going to end their 85% off deal, okay. Let me send you the picture also. You can buy this account 150K account for the $59, okay, and you can pass this account in a 1 day. This is the end of the drawdown accounts. Yeah, I took a sell, and this offer is going to end in a 1 day, 15 hours. You can use the code PERK, and I'm also going to make the video how to means how I'm approaching the this thing, how I'm approaching the funded accounts and the evaluation accounts. But I'm sending you the photo. Wait. So this is the sell I took. Okay, after inverting this fair value gap, IFEG. Yeah, there is an activation fee, and on this, once I have entered on the market order on this candle. Okay, and I only target the Asia low. The extended target, it was the new week opening gap, but my major draw on liquidity was the Asia low, and I have booked completely. So this was the setup for today, and the draw on liquidity was given beforehand. Tell you the bias and everything. ICT also took a sell, by the way, and he also exited his last position on a 24,694. Okay, and my exit was on 24,696. I do use the weekly profile, but if there is no, if I don't see any weekly profile, if if I don't have any means what, if it is not a clear picture, I just ignore those things. I just follow the daily profile and then session liquidities. I don't think so. You should go for the longs right now. Just wait. We can we can have the distribution to the downside. Uh, if you see the reaction, then you can look for, because we do have this inverted fair value gap. Okay, and also we have not tapped to this fair value gap, also the discount one. ES has done this thing. If ES has done this thing, this can be the PD or ASMD. But for to come from this thing, you need to have a good structure, because SMT will be, it is going to be hard if you're not going to come from anything. And we also did not tap to the equilibrium, that is the 24,608. Just wait for the more information, how this 5 minute fair value gap is going to trade. Okay, if you see the structure, then you can look for this high, the short term high, or this high. What was your risk, by the way? How much loss you was taking on a per day, and what was your account size? because this market is really now it is really hard, because if you see nobody can means it is really hard if you're not going to manage your risk. If you take a loss, you should go to the home and you just come next day, because if you're going to plan to do revenge trading on this thing, and because the market is the sideways, okay, because the Mondays only have a good price action, the Tuesday has the worst price action, Wednesday also have, and Thursday also have. So if you are thinking I'm going to target the 1 to 3 hour, 1 to 4 hour, then it is going to be bad. I only target the short term. I only literally I targeted this day today. I only target the how many points? Let me check it. I only target the 73 points, and market has moved almost this session I'm talking about. Only the AM session after the 9:30. Market has moved almost 204 points. So you can imagine I only targeted the 74 points, or 30, 40%, maybe 40%. If you don't know where the market is going to go, then I should just tell you, just stay away from a market, because it is going to be hard business. Look, so you was having the $2,000 drawdown, okay? It was the funded account or it was the evolution. So what rule I'm using, okay? So you just gamble your funded account, bro, and this thing really hurts. I can understand this thing. I'm telling you. Okay, so 50K account. Okay, risk should be $200 to $300. Max loss, max daily loss. Okay, $300. So if you risk the $300 per trade, or $200, or if you, and I'm telling you, when you're entering into the market, bro, most of the time you're going to know that this setup is going to work or not, so you can adjust your risk also, but the max risk should be the $300, or you can also limit it to the $270. Okay, and wait a second, 2000 divided by 300. So if because you need to have you need a six trades, okay, or 6 days, straight days, okay, $300 to lose your account if you take a loss. And if you are a good trader, I'm telling you, if you are a good trader, if your 1 TP is going to hit, then you can manage to make, if you are risking the $300, you can make easily the $500. And if you are risking like in $200, let's say you have a 10 trades before blowing all the accounts, before blowing the account, so you need a 10 days, $200 max risk. Hmm? So do you understand this math? Because at the end you are not going to treat your funded account as your personal account, because if you're taking a, let's say if you're taking a loss of $500, okay, or $600, and you're still inside in a EOD, okay, end of the daily drawdown, on a 50K account you just need a $2,100 on a funded account. On Lucid, I know, on my funded futures and also the 35, uh, because these three firms I'm trading personally. So these three firms needed, you need a $2,100, and above this, the end of the drilling drawdown is going to end. then you can risk like an 300 or $350 or so, and you can try to make likely 600. This is what you can make, because today's setup, okay, if you ask me, today's setup was like this, and my risk was over here, my TP was over here. So most of the days you're going to have the 2 RR or a 1.5 RR. So now you understand how to approach all of those risks. Bro, if you don't, if you break this cycle, okay, let's say if you did the overtrading, let's say if you did the overtrading again, okay, because I know how this thing is how hard it is to break this cycle. If you did the overtrading and basically you're just gambling again and again, because what you're going to remember that one day, because previously also you did a overtrading, and by overtrading you made like $1,000 or $1,500, and you're going to remember that day, and you're going to think, okay, I can be correct, and this is where the ego trading is invited. Overtrading is really, really, really fucking bad, because you just wanted to prove yourself that I'm a correct and market is not correct. Market is always correct, and you have to accept the loss. Last Friday I took a loss, and I literally said if I'm going to trade, it is going to be loss. And I saw the three opportunity after taking one loss. Okay, I saw the three opportunity, and all the three trades was against my bias and against my. It was almost SL. Two trade was SL, and the one trade was TP. But I just stopped on a first trade. If I was doing those, if I was taking the trade again and again and again, basically what I was doing the gambling, okay, and most likely we are going to go for this low only, okay. I'm not expecting this fair value gap is going to hold, yeah, but because we tap to this near this gap, okay, the IFEG on a 4 hour. I have breached my last account and failing to quit this, but I have came forward. No, no, strategy is not working, bro. Did you backtested anything? Because what I trade, I trade the reaction. Wait for the manipulation after the 9:30. I'm only trading the AM session. I'm not trading other pairs. I'm not even trading the ES. Only trading the Nasdaq, trying to catch the 50 to 60 points or the 70 points. And if I hit my $300 loss, I just go away and I just wait for the more information, or I just completely don't trade that day, because the opportunity is going to present tomorrow also. But you also know that the daily chart is not looking good, right? And you also know that this is not a good time to invest also, and not doing the over trading. So trading is really hard business, because we have to manage our emotions and everything. That's the that is the hardest thing. I always go with a I always go with a like in 3 contracts to 4 contracts. Okay, if my stop loss is small, then I'm going to go for the 5 contracts, and on an average, I make like an $400 to $500 or a $600. How long you're trading sniper? I used to trade the forex, and forex was the forex for me. The forex was never consistent for me. I was taking the one payout and waiting for the 2 months or the 3 months or blowing the accounts. It is not like I have not taken a payout from forex or CFDs, but forex just need a more information. You have to understand what the microeconomic is, and you just need a more information, because even when, if you are trading the NY or the London, you just don't know how the price, if price action is going to be consolidated or not in forex. You also understand, you need to have a knowledge of commitments of traders also, fundamentals. On Nasdaq, I don't use I do not even check out the commitments of traders. I only look for the session liquidities and reactions and everything. Okay, I don't use the seasonal tendency also, because I don't think so. Yeah, it is going to be helpful in this market right now. So you also have to refer the seasonal tendency. So that's why I completely I stopped trading the forex. Okay, and y- you are also not able to sync your. You are also not able to copy the all the accounts. Bro, what you can do? Okay. By the way, what you do? By the way, what you do for a living? Like, do you have any job, or you're just thinking like I'm going to make money only by doing trading? Since 2023, I started, but till now I did not get any funded accounts, sir. So you have to check what mistakes you have done. Okay, backtest your model. Don't copy anyone. Okay, if you understand someone model. Okay, let's say if you understand my model, backtest those things. What is good or bad for you, and try to do the paper trading for the 15 days or 1 month, and check how many times you was correct and how many times you was wrong, and then you can start the, on a next month you can start the evaluation account. This is what you can do. Bro, you need to work for you need to go outside and work, because I'm not putting, I'm not telling you you cannot do it. Okay, but the thing is, if you ask me, I also get the rental income. If I'm not making money, if I'm not making money by trading, bro, I'm going to get the money from my rental business. So you need to understand one thing. I also know the coding. If you saw my website, all those things I have made by myself. If I'm out of the money, I can work for someone else, and I can build their website, and they can pay me like in 1,000 to $1,500. So build a skill. Okay, do the practice every the AM session. Collect the data. Check what the daily time frame has, what the daily time frame has done. 15 minute, 1 minute, 5 minute, and only and for now just trade on a 5 minute. This is what I can tell you. 1 minute, 1 minute need the lots of patience, and also if you don't know where the market is going to go, the 1 minute is going to invite the over trading. That's why you just have to look what time frame is suitable for you. 5 minute is also good. I use the obsidian. Okay, I use the obsidian because this is where I'm also marking all those notes and what I saw in a market that time, what I was risking, and And on my Discord also, I'm sharing the this PDF. I shared yesterday. I shared the PDF, right? Over there, I told you the daily chart and 15-minute chart and 15-minute or a 1 minute. Hello. I have done my bachelor and master in IT, and also the nowadays, if you even don't know, if you know the basics, okay, let's say if you know the basics basic coding, then you can easily build any application. So try to think like building an application having the one skill that even if the trading is not working, you can pay your bills by doing the getting by doing the freelancing or getting a job. Bro, every time frame is going to give you the entry. If you ask me, I can show you today. You can have the three entries on a 5 minute. Can I show you? Just check this. This is the first entry, okay? But this was the riskier, but this is the first entry. This is the second entry on a 5 minute FEG, and you can look for the new week opening gap as a target. Now over here also, we have taken out the short term high. We have inverted this gap, okay? This low is the short term target, and this order block high tag, and you entered on this order block. So I am showing you literally the three entries you can have on a 5 minute. You don't 5 minute is where the you can be correct most of the time. You should focus on a weekly and month or daily for the bias or the 4 hour. Try to build the narrative over there. Okay, mark the previous day's highs and lows and the session liquidities and the previous week's highs and lows. And after that, what the 9:30 after the 9:30, what the market is going to do. Just check those things. And also you can use the economical calendar. Okay, and yeah, if you know where the market is going to go, you can easily trade because you can enter on this order block and you can target this low, and you can also extend your target this low. Why this 24,608 is the important level. This is the 50% of the equilibrium. See, 24,608. What the peoples are doing, what I used to do, okay, when I was trading the NQ, I was uh, I was so desperate after the 9:30, and I was jumping on a trade randomly and taking the trades. But now I just wait for the more information. It is okay, okay, if I'm not able to take an entry, if I'm not able to enter in the market, but at least I'm not taking a loss, right? So I hope you have solved all the doubts. And by the way, those who are going to buy any Lucid account, you have to use the perk as a code, and the prop from perk is going to bring the perk points where you are going to you can buy the accounts with the perk points. I'm going to update my website. I need to build that feature first. Maybe I can work for this week and build that thing. Till Monday, I think that feature is going to be onboard on my website. So we have just hit the 24,608 as an equilibrium. If you wanted to book a call, you can book a call with me, okay, on my Discord. We can discuss this thing in depth, or actually what problem you're facing, so you can talk with me freely. We just hit the equilibrium, okay, and let me check this low. The most likely we are also going to take out this low, the PM session low. We are really near to the 24,575. I'm thinking we are going to take out this low. This is most likely we are going to take out. This is where the imbalance is inside this low and this high. And this low we don't have any wick. This 11 o'clock candle, this candle, see, there is no wick over here. So if we are breaking this 24,000 also, 24,575, you can also look for this, and we have the fair value gap over there. And the new week opening gap 50% is, it should be the first TP. If you are into the sell and you have inverted this FEG and also this bearish fair value gap, so this is the balance price range also. Whenever you have the two fair value gap that are aligning with each other, and if your bias is bearish, this can be the highest entry you can ever have. So I'm closing the live stream. Thank you guys for being into my live stream, and have a nice day, and GG. And we have smashed all the TPs.